good news of a kind, I guess. France is now going to save the world from global warming. That's really good. But it's doing that by taking food out of the mouths of children. This National Assembly has passed legislation. It's going to ban new airports. It's going to ban flights to towns that can be reached by train in 2.5 hours. So catch a train, you can't fly there. Ban outdoor heaters, so no more sitting in the winter on the street, you know, in one of those lovely little alleys, you know, eating couscous or whatever. And it also is making state schools ban meat or fish from the tuck shop for at least 1 day a week. Why are they picking on the poor children?
Well, funnily enough, Andrew, the French, we love French food, but the French have always picked on the poor children. I don't know if you recall, but I actually went to school in Paris for a couple of years. So I had more than my fair share of French school tucker, and let me tell you, it is absolutely revolting, all of it. It was mainly lentils, the odd bit of horse, which I recall not so fondly, and various bits and pieces of offal and God knows what that was pretty indigestible, all sloshed down with kind of endless dollops of yogurt. It was pretty disgusting stuff. So they've always treated their school kids badly. We used to rush off and go down to the McDonald's on the Champs-Élysées whenever we could escape from the classroom. But this is just such, to the more serious point, this idea of what we feed people or feed our children or feed future generations as a solution to so-called global warming is the most insidious, diabolical creation that anyone's come up with. The earth has an abundance of great nutrition and foods and foodstuffs, and we know, funnily enough, that with the slight warming that has occurred supposedly under the planet, with the increase in carbon dioxide that has been recorded, that we have a more abundant amount of plant life and food life and natural bounties, the bounties of nature, to draw on. So the idea that feeding kids cockroaches or whatever else they're dreaming up, it's obscene. You know, anyway, as I say, the French school kids, they'll probably go, yeah, it's more lentils, whatever. That's what we're normally fed. But it's this global warming madness, Andrew, creeping into every aspect of society. Heaven help us.
I knew there was something chic about you. I'd forgotten about the 2 years in France. It shines through, Rowan. Just very quickly, I'm actually out of time, but a couple of seconds if you could. Rowan, last month, the white police officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty of the murder of a black man, George Floyd, after pressing his knee on Floyd's neck during the arrest. Floyd had also taken a fatal dose of fentanyl, by the way. Now, the jurors in this trial to check for bias were asked, have you gone to a protest rally about Floyd? Oh, no, said one, Brandon Mitchell. But now a photo has turned up showing him at a rally before the trial where Floyd's relatives had spoken and where he's wearing a Black Lives Matter T-shirt with the slogan, "Get your knee off our necks." How big is this?
It's huge. It's huge. And the reality is, Andrew, that this trial will almost certainly have to go back in front of a new jury. There are many other reasons as well why you would have to raise a question mark over whether the jury was, free and fair and didn't have the bias that there's juries are not supposed to have.
Absolutely right. I can see this one being overturned. Rowan Dean, thank you for your time.
Bonsoir.